As you may can see in this here picture, there's some magicals. We don't use those. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and today we're going to do some muted tones. And I was going to use the magicals, and then I thought, no, we're going to use muted tones. So I went with the Distress Oxide inks, and as you can see, I'm just smooshing them onto a craft mat. I am squishing them, scrooching, spraying, spritzing, aka misting the little smooshes with water that is distilled water. I use distilled water in the studio in my sprayers and my water brush pens and so on and so forth, because gunk does not grow in it. Okay, and we're going to use some white cardstock. There is a list of ingredients in the description box below the video. Click on that famous phrase, show more to see more information, including the hashtag art joy of sharing, hashtag muted tones, because that's what this video is on behalf of. That information will be in the description box below as well. So for this month, check out the hashtag. Anywho, the boodles, I have a Sam Poole Creative Expressions specimen slide die. Say that 20 times fast or slow or whatever you want. And I thought, that's the die I'm going to use because I wanted to. So we're going to use that. We're going to make some specimen dies. They are not bug related. No birthday bugs around her. Not this time, not today, y'all. So we're just continuing on. We're making our background cardstock paper that we're going to be die cutting. Okay, so we're just doing that. We're smooshing around. I have one new piece of cardstock, and then I have a second piece that I'm using to mop up some of the extra bits on the craft mat. And we do, how many sheets did we do? I think we did 3 or 4. Something, I don't remember. 3 or 4. 4 probably, I think 4. Because I used 2 die cuts for each slide. Heat gun, y'all. Again, heat gun. So here we go again. We're smooshing around. I know you can't even see it on the craft mat, can you? I know, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, you can't even see it. Y'all. I like making background papers, cardstock. I do. I like making them. And sometimes I use them. Okay, so often I use them. I am spritzing the paper because I want it to absorb more than splotch. And I know what Timmy says. Timmy says, slap it down, you get what you get, don't throw a fit. Okay? Well, I want to mop it up. I'm smooshing it and mopping it up, so I'm moving it around. I am not worried about my colors squishing around into each other and blending into each other, because I'm not worried about it. Now, if I was using warm and cool colors, that would be different. Although some of these could be considered cool colors, but they work well together, okay? Just saying. So I'm not worried about it. That's my ultimate comment, y'all. Not worried about it. So we're going to use the packaging off of something. You know, the thin plastic filmy stuff that comes around your stamps and our other things. That's what I'm using. Okay? I don't throw that stuff away. That's wonderful stuff, especially when you're making specimen slides or other windowed things. Okay? Now, it's not the easiest stuff to cut. I do recommend a craft knife and a metal ruler and a sharp brand new blade in your craft knife. You have to be careful, y'all. No cutting allowed. Don't be cutting yourselves. So I measure my opening like a million times, and I couldn't tell you what size it is. I'm making my plastic film, that's what I'm going to try to remember to call it, plastic film, slightly larger than my opening. Not a bunch larger, just slightly. Okay? So, as y'all may know, I like to use the edge of the packaging because it's already got a fold in it, y'all. Okay? I don't have to worry about folding it over. It's already got a fold in it. As you can see, I tried my dye on there again. And this stuff is slickery to cut, so you have to be careful because it doesn't take much to get it out of wonks, which is why I save it all, because, you know, mess it up. It's got more, just saying. So I am making several of these specimen slides. Now, you know, biology, plantology, y'all I know what it's called, but I can't think of that word right now. Plantology, y'all know what it is. So we're going to be using, I guess they're dried because they were pressed under a book. They don't have any moisture in them, so AKA smashed and dried flour pressed under a big old heavy book, y'all. So we're just going along and we're trimming off and we're making several of our little filmy stuff. And here's our die cut from our fancy cardstock that you don't want to cut unless it is dry. Okay, I cut one face up and one face down so that I can put them back to back and have purdy on the outside. Okay, now I'm using double-sided tape, probably from the Dollar Tree. If it makes a difference to you guys, I don't know, it doesn't make a difference to me. You want to burnish this stuff down really well. Okay, just saying, you want to burnish it. And it is I know somebody's going to ask, it's 1/8 of an inch wide. Okay, that's like 2 tick marks on a ruler on average, depending on, yeah. So I've got my fold, which is going to be on the open side. When I fold over my die cut, that's the open side, sort of. Okay, and I've got the fold of this plastic film right there. See, I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to be very adequate in showmanship. It's a real word. Now here comes my dried pressed flowers all over the place. Yes, I actually do have some clover, because, you know, might get lucky and find 4 leaves on there. Could happen one century or another. Anyway, actually 4 of them is probably not lucky because it's a mutation. Anyway, scientific talk. I'm going to use a flower and I'm going to put the clover behind there because in my head I said it's going to look good with the clover behind it. So I'm just flipping that over and I'm looking and I'm like, no, don't like the clover behind it. The clover has the same weight as the flower. Okay, so I took the clover back off, keeping the flower, and now I'm putting on we put our double-sided tape, put our film on that, open the film with, because it's it's one piece, but it's a fold over. Now I'm putting double-sided tape on the inside part, and I'm folding back the edge so I can pull that off somewhat efficiently, y'all. It's always hit and miss for me. Okay, I see real fancy people doing it this way, and I still try every once in a while. One time it's going to work. And I smoosh that down. Now, every once in a while, whatever you lay in that film, because now it's sort of a pocket, inside there could slide around. If you had the mind to, look how pretty that is, you could put a ditty tiny dot of glue that's going to dry clear to hold your flower, your bug, your whatever piece, okay, in the middle so it doesn't slide around, because it does happen ever so often. The thing is, you have to let that dry before you close the back side of the film up for plastic film. Otherwise, it's going to smooshy all around, and there's no telling what you're going to get. Okay? So, I should have put my double-sided tape on my plastic film again, because it doesn't glue very well. That's why I'm using the double-sided tape. And guys, I didn't tell you that. I'm using the double-sided tape because the plastic film does not glue that well. Okay, the best glue I've found for it is the glossy accents, and ain't nobody got time to stop that today. So we're just using our double-sided. Burnish that stuff, y'all, and the release paper comes off much better. Okay, so we glued around our slide image, and we only glued 3 sides on the solid part, okay, because that's going to be a pocket. I'm telling you, this is a fancy smancy thing. We've got our botanical, that's it, we've got our botanical specimen slide, okay, we've got a pocket. We're going to put some papers in here, okay, so it's a booklet, it's a specimen slide, and then it's going to have another slide and stuff. So we're going real fancy. Now, because this is 2 pieces of cardstock, the die will put a score line in there for you, but because I glued 2 pieces together, I'm rescoring. And I advise, if you're going to do this, to score on both sides. To score on this side, flip it over, and score in the same place on the other side. And fold it this way, and then fold it the other way, back, you know, so that you can get that in there pretty good. Okay? Looks good, y'all. Makes me happy. It took me a while. It took me a couple days to get my mind wrapped around what it was I wanted to do and where the project itself wanted to be. Because y'all know, sometimes projects tell you where they want to go. See our pocket? We're going to put a thumb notch in there eventually. I don't know when. And we've got these things, which is the little film-looking die that came with it. See it? I have another die set of rectangles that actually fit in there so perfectly that I cut the center out with the other die. Okay, so it's like separate dies, y'all. They are not a set. So I did that, and we'll get back to that part in the middle, in a minute, a few hours, no, just minutes. And the piece of card that was, Champ, that's annoying me, stop it. The piece of card that was cut out from my rectangle die, we're going to make labels out of those, okay? And like I said, ingredients in the description box below the video. And we're going to use, I got out the watering can, but I don't think I ever actually used it. So I'm not even sure if I listed that in the ingredients. But anyway, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And we're just going along. And every once in a while, I can hear buzzing. I don't know if it's me or not. Now, these stamps, I did not write down the makers of the stamps. I've got this tiny little script. Here I'm trying to determine which is up and which is down. Not that it necessarily mattered, but for some reason, it mattered to me. And then I have the label stamps. I only used one of those. And then I have a various word stamps. They're from an old stamp set. It was a big stamp set, y'all, way back in the day. Early 2000s even, probably. Maybe, or mid, I don't know, y'all, whatever. So we're just stamping along. Now, this is sort of haphazard, not really grungy, but you know, it's not neat and clean and tidy and all that either, okay? Because, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm trimming around, and I'm going to try it on, and I determined that that's just too big and clunky for me. Now, on this particular label stamp, there is a heavier line on the outside and a thinner line towards the inside, and I trim away the heavy line. I'm trying to be thorough. I don't want to leave nothing out for y'all, okay? Because sometimes people have questions, and sometimes I don't remember, and I have to go back and watch the video again. So, but anyway, I'm trying to answer your questions for you. Ask them. Don't be asking me no questions. So anyway, moving along. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to glue this on, and I'm like, no, ink it. I don't spend a whole lot of time inking stuff on this project, y'all. If you want to ink stuff, ink it. If you don't want to, there is no law that says you have to. Okay? So, and we're using art glitter glue. I don't think we use my favorite glue at all on this project. Don't tell Aileen. Now that is some aged tape I'd previously made, I don't know, wow, quite a while back. It's on a piece of release paper that came off of something, some kind of big giant sticker. Could have been contact paper, I don't know. You put your see-through tape, regular Scotch tape, Scotch is a brand, regular clear cellophane tape on your release paper, and then you color it up with archival or stays on type inks to make it look aged and oded, okay, which is typically a yellowy browny kind of, you know, vintage color, y'all. So that's what that is, and then you have to let it dry forever, and then you just use little bits and pieces as you want to. Now here we are on our film, piece of die cut film that I cut the centers out with a separate die, and we're using our double-sided tape. Fortunately, that little line down there is right at the same width as my double-sided tape, y'all, so kind of got lucky on that one. Had to eyeball where it was, y'all. So burnish this stuff down, and this is for any brand you're using, y'all. I don't think it's that, you know, important just on this one. I think it's any of them. So burnish it down, and then when you poke it with a little sharp pokey thing, it helps the release paper to release off of the sticker, because it's essentially a sticker without an image on it, right? Oh, and speaking of sticker things, those are stickers. Those are washi stickers, washi tape stickers. I like these. Okay, they're newish for me. The brand is not, I don't know, I'm calling them unbranded, even though it's got a brand name on it. Not a known brand name. Anyway, I got them from the Amazons. I will put the link in the description box below. I am not an affiliate, so I don't get nothing from you using the link. All right? So if you have an affiliate person that you want to use, I guess you could go to their store. I don't know how that would work if you could use the link in their store. I don't know. Anyway. No, nothing. Moving on. Pulling off our release paper from the back of the double-sided tape, we have put our one washi image on the film, and now we're going to put the film on the die cut. For this particular one, I am using a single sheet, okay, because this is washi stickers. They are, the images that are on them are really not readily seeable. some of the images on the stickers are better than others. I think it had to do with how much ink they had left in their printer at the time they printed these. Okay, I am happy with them though. Anyway, remember they are washi, and washi is not meant to be a forever stick. So just bear that in mind. Okay. And they're supposed to be images of famous-y type pieces of art masterpieces, perhaps. Now, I'm using them because, in my opinion, y'all know what opinions are like. They look like a biological type slide specimen-y thing, okay? Now, we're back to our specimen slide card booklet. I've got my word, I put it in the ink, I stamped it off on another surface over there, which is off camera because you didn't need to see that, I guess. And now I'm stamping the, it's a lighter version of the word evidence. And we're going to stamp the word enclosure over there on the pocket side that I forgot to put the thumb notch in, but I think you see me do that at some point or another. And then on the little signature, because I made a little signature, a 2-page signature that also gets a word stamped on it, but I don't think that part came out. Oh, see, there's our little. You can put more paper in there if you want to. I just wanted to, because it doesn't necessarily want to stay closed already. Okay, put whatever you want in yours. What's the measurement on that? The proper size to, size to fit your slide card booklet thingy. Thumb hole. All right, here we go. So I'm just putting a thumb notch on the inside because I don't want it to be that noticeable from the outside, but I want you to be able to get stuff out that we're going to slip in the pocket. Okay. I am missing film footage. I'm sure that is not that big a shock to a lot of people. It's just aggravating to me. When I make the closure to keep the specimen slide booklet thingy more closed, that gluing part didn't get, well, it did get filmed. I don't know what happened to it. It corrupted or something. I'm like, I gotta put my label on there. So we're gluing our little labels because we made enough for each of our little things, and the glues gotta get deplugged. So we're doing that. Okay. And like I said, these are not pristine and crisp and all that stuff. So I have my label on there crooked because I wanted it crooked. You do yours the way you want yours to be. Okay? Okay. So, put some of this, and I forgot to put glue on it, but we will get the glue on there because I do advise you using glue that dries clear. Okay, this is where I'm like, oh, the glue. So put some glues on there, and that thread stuff is just embroidery floss, y'all. Put that on there because cellophane tape will also release. Not washi. Washi releases too, but not quite like washi does. But yeah. Anyway, we're getting there. Those are pretty flowers. I wish I could remember what kind of weed flower thing I took those off of, but I don't know. Okay, sometimes when I see pretty flowers, I pick them and I smash them between papers. If I'm not at home, I smash them between whatever papers I have handy. It could be a flyer or a brochure from wherever location I'm at. Oh, look, we're sliding our stuff in there. Look at that. And I had leftover bits. I had the one word that was left over. Oh, I was talking about pressing the flower. Oh, trace paper. That's what we're used. That's what that one paper is a tracing paper, and then that's what we're making our belly band closure doohickey with. Okay. Anyway, I press them under heavy weight once I get them back home. All right. You want to, yeah. That's how I do it. Do it the way you want to. So we've got our little thin strip. You know, it's just a little thin strip. Now, tracing paper is pretty hardy paper. It will tear like any paper, but you know, it's pretty sturdy stuff because you're supposed to trace with it. So making that down to more size, and then I've got another word that we're going to stamp out, and we're going to use that on the graph paper. And then I will trim that down, and we will carefully glue these pieces together. That's the part you don't get to see, because, well, y'all know how to glue stuff. Carefully. Okay? Carefully. So here we are. We're going to stamp out our little word. See, that one says Everton. Those are just little scrap pieces, y'all. Which leftover bits go in a pocket, so there we go. We're going to trim that out. And it can be bigger or it can be smaller than our strip of tracing paper right there. It's you know, it's all good, y'all. And lost footage. But here we are. We're going to do a little flip. So the little band just comes off, and if you're careful, you can keep it because it'll stay good. I don't know how long. I don't know. So I'm just flip-flopping it around. I've stamped my little name on the back because sometimes I remember to put a maker's mark on there, and sometimes I don't. And now I'm getting a piece of white paper. Eventually. So you can, it's hard to see the flower. It's very hard to pick up on camera, okay? I don't know if you'll see it any better on the photo montage or not. See, it says limited edition. It's just a little, you know, 4-page little booklet place you can put little journaling whatevers or pictures or whatever you want to do on that part, y'all. And on that, the film slide right there, you don't have to cut the middle out. You can stick anything you want to on that. Okay? So look how cute that looks though. It's like, oh, it looks like some kind of biological slide of some sort. Use your imagination. And I have an extra word evidence that's going in there. The little cutouts are going in there. And a little piece of tracing paper that was left over is going in the little pocket. And that's where they're going, y'all. No, champ. Not right now. You have to wait. Mama's working. Y'all. I'm working. Can you tell? And the little belly band just slides right back on there. And see how it holds it all nice and neat? Look at that. How fancy are those things? Y'all, I am so happy with this project. Makes me happy. Photo montage. Hey, oh, sorry. Just hit the microphone. Sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. Y'all, please be sure to check out the hashtag AJOS Muted Tones, okay? And you will see lots of other stuff all during the month. You can come back and watch it whenever you want to, okay? And this was a fun project, and it makes me happy. Just like you do. You all make me happy. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.